Hey y'all, it's CherokeeStarfish and welcome back to Icewind Dale, this time for part 19, as we are finishing up in the Gloomfrost Caverns. It is time, I think that we have done everything for us now to go and meet the Seeress. We've worked hard to get here, so those of you who were here last time and the time before will remember that we got some information about this area, and that we were going to be facing not just the... Oh, yeah, that right there. Not just the polar worms and the snow trolls and so forth that we have fought already, but also some soldiers of ice or warriors of ice, which we have yet to come across. Well, that's going to happen. Yep. Right here today. There we go. We are already in the thick of it. Phew-wee. Well, that's what we get for not having Motmic detecting traps. I should know better. I think... Actually, I think this might dead end. I'll go here first. Oh, yeah, I think... If I remember what this is for sure. Okay, that's not the one. There's a special pit around here that you will see shortly. Not one of those where it's just like flavor, but... Oh, I heard that level up noise. Nice. Already. I love it whenever we can start an episode off with a level for Astrid. She's level 25 now. Of course, back in like 2nd edition Dungeons & Dragons, that wasn't really epic level, but nonetheless. I actually like that trap up there. Oh, and this one as well. I would like it better if we had, if we could catch it and not step in it. But I like the idea because it's one of those things that just goes to show how in something like D&D it's really easy to repurpose the resources that are already there. Because, I mean, these are giant ice caverns. And so they're just hitting us with Ice Storm and Snowball Swarm spells. But, like, that makes a lot of sense considering where we are. And so if you wanted to run an ice dungeon, that is something that it makes sense to use that. It's already there. It's already all statted out. It has saving throws and everything else. So, just go ahead and have that be the case. Have that be the trap. Oh my gosh, did you see that? He actually detected the trap, and then before we could get to it... Sam? I think Sam's the one that stepped on it. I'm not sure if you deserve a level up. Well, in exchange for a 7th level spell slot, you do. He doesn't have a resurrection yet. We're gonna do that just in case. But yeah, I think that that's something that maybe a lot of beginners don't think about, because it's something that I didn't think about myself until I'd been playing for years. This notion that you have to build absolutely everything from scratch because it's better that way. And it's like, how often do you think of something like, say, giant icicles falling on your head as a trap? That is a valid environmental hazard, especially in a dungeon like this, or in environments that at all resemble this. And so, since the spell's already there, I mean, use it. Because if you come up with your own mechanical falling ice trap, like, what are you doing anyway? You're just going to recreate the... oh, there's another one. And his Find Traps is so high, though. His Find Traps is so high. But yeah, I mean, you're literally reinventing the wheel. Because whatever you arrive at is basically just going to be the Ice Storm spell again anyway. There we go, we got that one. There are a lot of these ice golems. You think about that and think about how expensive those things are to create. And of course here they're just trash pulls, but you consider in-game for a moment, like, the amount of resources that it must have taken to literally fill this dungeon with those. Oh, I don't even care anymore. We're only taking like 1 damage from those. And I mean, you're talking about a fortune in golems. There we go. Back on trap finding duty. Each one of those is worth a nice little chunk, too.
Agreed.
Ooh. This, here we go. This is the pit that I was looking for. It's wild that you can actually melee that thing. Now, see, because this bar is here, where you can just pick up nearby items that have dropped, this encounter is very different. Because in the original Icewind Dale, you might have been able to attack the Remoras, like, from the lip of the pit, but you could not pick up its treasure because the treasure pile was down there, and nearby treasure did not appear here. You had to actually be standing on it, which, of course, you've seen items appear here a couple of times, but I haven't used this area a lot in this playthrough because this other bar now exists in the Enhanced Edition. And what that is for is so that when you are standing on treasure, you can easily manipulate things that are on the ground and move them back and forth between there and your backpack.
Agreed.
And so you had to get down into this pit to get that really good necklace that it just dropped, which I will identify momentarily. And the only way to do that was you either had to use something like, say, a Dimension Door spell, which is what I was expecting to do with Keishara, or you had to use something like one of those translocation arrows that we picked up earlier. See? Because it teleports the target to you. Here we go. Kossuth's Blood. Kossuth is the god of fire here. He's technically a divine level, like, fire elemental. He's one of the 4 elemental princes, or whatever they call them. You could look up the lore, but he rarely takes physical form in the realms. On those rare occasions when he does, however, destruction lies in his wake, because he's a giant fire. He was summoned in 801 DR by a large collection of faithful followers who pled that they needed their god's aid to defeat a colossal octopus threatening a temple on the coast. Kossuth appeared in a gigantic bonfire and did battle with the enormous supernatural beast. The god's avatar triumphed over the octopus, but the monster did manage to damage Kossuth's essence. The divine fire raced through the creature's body and lodged in one of the creature's eyes. Say creature again, quickly transforming it into a bizarre black sphere lit by the flame within. So yes, all casting times reduced by 2, all fire damage inflicted by the character increased by 20%. So there you go. That is one of the best necklaces in the game, and that right there is why. Well, we know what we're going to do with this, right? Because, I mean, yeah, there are people here who don't have a necklace, but also they're not casters. Keishara, on the other hand. When we first found this Amulet of Metaspell Influence, quote-unquote, found, it was really good. Casting an extra 2nd level wizard spell, I mean, that's awesome, especially at a lower level. But Look at all these bonus slots that she has now from other items. I don't even have anything memorized in here. I don't know how that happened. Huh. Must have put something on and forgotten about it. So when we take this off, I think that we can say that we have outgrown that. Especially in exchange for Kossuth's blood up here. Because, I mean, look, we're only missing one of these many extra slots now. She's got as many second level spells as she does first level, which is impressive. And since we're talking fire damage, let's see. Knock spells, I think, are mostly going to be useless just because Motmic has gotten so good at what he does. We have Blur, we have Mirror Image, we have a Snowball Swarm, which I think to double up on that right now would be mostly useless. Blindness is not bad. Let's do a couple more Agonazar Scorchers, because we are in the ice level, and it has proven useful time and time and time again, plus a flat 20% increase to all fire damage that she deals. Stinking Cloud, Protection from petrification. Let's... Detect evil, maybe? Nah, let's go ahead. I will do another Snowball Swarm because that's an AoE attack, and after all, we're going to be leaving here shortly. And then, you know, we will be up against some non-ice-themed enemies. So there we go. Big, big, big upgrade for Keishara, because you know how long some of those casting times can be. Okay, make sure he is detecting traps. Come on over here. I want to let them come to me as much as possible so that we can inch our way through here and have Motmic check for traps and hazards. Again, this is... Oh, really? Come on. His find traps is so high, you guys. But again, this is really one of the most beautiful levels in the game as far as I'm concerned.
I'm on it.
I mean, look at that. So we're almost to the Seer. She's up here in this top northeast corner, I think. Which means that we're about out of the woods, but I'm also trying to have Motmic. Here we go. There's the hidden door. Disguised to look like ice, and we get through it because we have the Mirror of Black Ice.
Death comes with swift wings. My hiding place is a place of hiding no longer.
Well, here we are. And you know what? Let's see. We know we're not here for this. We know we're not here for this. So, why are you hiding?
Why am I hiding? Come, why does anyone hide? Death is what I hide from. My spirit fears for its life as do the spirits of all living things. So much that I must run from death, cheat it by hiding from it. Your coming is why I buried myself here. For in visions my death walks in your shadow. It is for that that I've fled my people, tried to hide myself from your eyes, and the reason I have long feared this meeting.
This is some of the best voice acting in the game, honestly.
Yet fear tires the spirit, and it has brought me little except more fear. Kill me if you wish, or leave me here, and she will kill in the end, I die the same death.
Ooh. Who is she, we must ask?
You have seen the creature that wears Wolfdane's body like a cloak. She
Oh, thank you for
has
that.
chosen wisely, that one.
It's awesome. I'm glad that you're enjoying things enough to stick around. Yeah, see, this is the only information that we have, is that Wolfdane said he'd merged with Jared's spirit. We know that's not true, but we don't know, like, by what.
She is the spirit of one who died in the north long ago, and she carries the death of the north with her now. She has taken Wolfdane's body, and with it, the heart of his people. She is clever and moves as ice moves, slowly and patiently. She will prove a difficult foe, for she carries death with her, as do you all.
I like the emphasis on she. Like, every time that she says it, you know, it sounds so sinister. Alright, well, these are the same things. We'll just pick the polite version.
All things have a weakness, and in this, the creature that is Wolfdane and I share a common one: sight. Do you know why I have hidden here, chosen this place?
Good question.
The ice is a shield more powerful than steel or iron. Though it does not know this, the creature that is Wolfdane cannot approach it and remain Wolfdane.
Ooh.
Ice is a curious thing. One may see through it, yet see themselves in it. Therein lies power. The creature that is Wolfdane is a proud thing like all of her kind. She cannot bear to see herself as anything other than she is, no matter what corpse she hides in.
I like that phrasing. Like, this is not only some of the best voice acting in the game, it's also some of the best written dialogue in the game, I think.
The mirror you held to enter here will force her to see. In seeing, Wolfdane's body will melt from her like water. No more Wolfdane, only the beast, the great worm of ice and snow.
Dun dun dun. The plot thickens. Oh, this is late game. Sorry, I just now saw your comment. This is, we're approaching the end of Heart of Winter, so we're almost completely finished with Icewind Dale. There'll only be a few episodes left. But whether you're here late and just now getting here, or whether you have been here the whole time, I appreciate you coming along for the ride. And we're taking bets on who you think that this might be, the big reveal.
Bring the ice mirror before her. She will remember it, for it is of her, and a thing knows its own nature.
Ooh. Let's see. Okay, these are again the same thing, so we'll just say the more polite one. This is more sensible. You can see what Wolfdane is and what he isn't. If she came with us, the barbarians would listen to her. We wouldn't need the mirror.
In her shadow is my death. I will not approach her. The mirror is enough, and my words shall be heard only by you.
Let's see. Here we go. This is true. Yeah, if her side is correct, death will get her regardless.
You speak truth, yet my path is mine. Reason and fear are not brothers, and while I yet live, I shall not run to face my death this day or any other.
I don't think you can actually convince her to come with you, but you can get close. Like, you can make her see reason at the very least. If you have a high enough wisdom or intelligence. Hatheland, of course, you can see over here is doing the talking, but his wisdom, where he's a ranger, is fairly high. So even though his intelligence is not the highest in the party, I think that that's why these conversation options are appearing.
Enough! Do you think your words new to me? Do you think them clever? They are neither. I have heard you say them 100 times in visions of this meeting, so be silent. I have given you the weapon to stop this creature that has claimed Wolfdale. Use it or not, I care little.
Oh, she big mad. But for 500,000 experience... Yeah, so you attempted to reason with the seer, but to no avail. That's the best you can do, but at least making the attempt is worth a lot. So... Alright, so let's ask her, how will the mirror work to do this?
A woman knows a woman's heart, and a strange, beautiful, and cruel thing it is. But the cruelest of all is a heart of winter, for it beats not with love, but with loss, and nothing may comfort it.
And there you go. Roll credits, she said the thing. So now you understand why that is the name of the expansion pack.
When a human heart breaks, it may heal and forgive. When a heart of winter breaks, it is like ice. It shatters and can never be made whole again. A heart of winter is what will damn our people and yours, all so it may remember what life once was, not as it is.
Alright, so why does she want to destroy the 10 towns?
Her heart was broken once by a man of the 10 towns. A mighty breaking it was, for in it she lost her kingdom, her love, and her life. Now her heart beats with the vengeance of winter.
This is like a point where, like, both of these, I mean, we can just be pragmatic about it and be like, alright, well, then we're going to put an end to this. I really want to say the diplomatic option, but so far in this expansion pack, every time we've tried to reason with somebody, they have been really hostile and we have had to kill them. And that's just a real shame. But you know what? We're going to keep trying, I think. Unless somebody has a strong objection. But yeah, like, if we can avert war, you know, if we can talk somebody down, then hey, like, we'll attempt it at least, right?
A woman's fury is a terrible thing.
Well, I would argue that fury in general is a terrible thing. But women probably have more reason to be angry.
Many women have you met in your travels. Many more have you yet to meet. You will burn their hearts.
Oh, this is a really good bit.
In each, there is rage and love and hate and sorrow. I have seen all their deaths, whether death has come for them or not. Shall I speak their hearts?
Indeed. Please do.
One woman clutches a heart like a drowning man clutches a stone and knows not that it drags her down. Her dreams are watchfires, signaling to her of war and victory that can never be. One dwells beneath a mirror of the sky and has a heart like an ocean. To too big for her will to contain. She once knew love, then loved again, and her love is what has damned the North.
You may recognize some of these, like, I'm going to leave it open to your interpretation, and feel free to throw it out in the chat, or once I upload this on YouTube, to comment with who you think that each of these visions represents. Like, this one to me is one of the most obvious, especially if you've been here since the beginning of the game. Some of the others are a little more subtle, but please, I would love to hear your interpretations of all this.
Another woman builds great ships upon molten seas, all the while dreaming of beasts of purity and how they might be corrupted, as she once was. I see her die, and her dreams become ash. And the last, oh, the last, the elder races. Their passions burn so brightly when fueled with justice and hope. One, but a child, loved so much she abandoned her own father to die beneath the earth for a people she had never met. All these things, they will come to pass, or already have. You will meet them, or you have met them. It is of no matter. Time cares nothing for now and then.
I love that line, because that is just very, very strange and mystical. It just sounds eldritch, you know, but at the same time you get where she's going. It's all one piece.
I see as if through the eyes of hundreds, child. Such sights. It is as if my life is split upon countless branches of a great tree, and I can see through the eyes of each branch into another place, another time. I have seen visions of the past, of death, of spiraling cities and a black brambled garden, of creatures both spirit and stone. In all these things, I was not myself, yet always I see through a woman's eyes.
Now, this, at least, because this does not appear in this game, I will go ahead and say, like right here, the black brambled garden in a spiraling city. That, if you have not played it, is from Planescape Torment, and is a reference to Ravel. That's all that I'll say, because that's a game that I may play in the future here on the channel. I certainly would love to, and if y'all would like to see it, do feel free to let me know. So, right there, if you've played the game, you'll know what she means. Alright, but that's all that she's got to say on this, so we'll take the mirror to Wolfdane and see how things work out, right?
If you would leave this place, I may speed your journey, though only to the entrance of the Gloomfrost, no farther. Do you wish it?
And there we go. So, we've done everything in the caverns. We don't need to talk to Tiernan again, I don't believe. There's not really any benefit other than there might be something where we can say to him, like, oh yeah, so we totally talked to the seer, and that's pretty much it. So we'll just have her go ahead and rush us out to the top. Bam. Stop detecting traps. Well, I can only imagine. Alright, well, everybody leveled up from that. Awesome. Second level spell. Let's see. Give him one of these. Astrid levels up again. 26 now. He's 23. Whew-wee. Check out Sam over here. He literally has nothing else to spend these on, so I'm just going to put it in weapon style. You got another 7th level spell slot. That's awesome. I'll never complain about that. Let's see. We'll do a Shield of Lathander. Not gotten to mess with that yet. Sauna gets a 3rd and 4th level spell slot. Whew. We'll do a haste. Let's have more of those. And let's see. Give her a hope spell. I think she had to give that up in exchange for another spell earlier, so we'll put it back. Motmic. You know what? There. Fail to find those traps now. Honestly. And Keishara. Let's see. 6th and 9th level spell slots. Excellent. 6th level. Let's see. She's got some good stuff. It's just we're at a point in the game where I feel like some of it doesn't really do anything. Let's have a Chain Lightning. That's about the only really good attack spell she doesn't already have memorized. More Disintegrate is probably more better, but still. Yeah. Oh man, Nox. I haven't thought about that in a while. That's one I could play on here too, if y'all want to see it. Yeah, the Mage Path was really cool. I think the first time that I played that game, I think that I played through as a conjurer, maybe, or started to, and didn't quite make it because it was really difficult, and then I went back and started as a mage and did it over. And that's the first time that I beat the game, was actually as a mage. And then I went back later and did it as a conjurer. I don't think I ever beat it as a warrior. I believe I only played it twice. Yeah, where it would pop up and part of the casting animation would show like what your guy was doing with his hands and his fingers, like in a circle around him. I thought that was a really neat idea, actually. Okay, good.
I'm on it.
I love the wolf howling because, like, we've depopulated this area. There should be no way that there's anything out here to howl like that, but here we are. Alright, I'll give this a save. We have gathered our party, so now let us venture forth. Okay. We're going to head back to the barbarian camp, because we need to speak with Wolfdane, of course. The journey took 3 days and 8 hours. I'm going to rest right on their doorstep. Oh, come on. Let me sleep. Becky, let me sleep. Yeah, the spells and stuff in there were really cool, especially for the time that they were. Ooh. I see a secret Yondalla. Let's come back over here and speak with him.
It is good to see you again, friend. Take care. If we are discovered here together, our heads shall be mounted side by side before the entrance of Hengoro.
I don't think that's the case. You drastically overestimate this guy's ability to take our epic level party.
I assume that your presence here means you have succeeded in your quest to find the Gloomfrost Seer. What have you learned?
Well, let's see. We've learned how to knit. We've learned some woodworking. We've learned how to do a back somersault. No, seriously, she just gave us a mirror.
Tempas has smiled upon our quest. You must take this mirror to the mead hall and use it to expose Wolfdane before the council.
Right, easy peasy.
Here, take this chain. It is the tribal insignia you found in Wolfdane's tomb. present it to Angar at the entrance to the camp and demand an audience. He would not dare refuse the bearer of such a token.
Yeah, I hope you're right. Man. And no, we have not learned how to love. We have learned only how to hate. Because spite is the most powerful motivator. So, here we go. Let's see, what was the Viking accent? Oh wait, I just said it. I meant to say what's the barbarian accent, and I answered myself. So yes, Angar, our buddy, the doorkeeper, the halfway reasonable member of the tribes, right? Who we were able to talk into, like, not attacking us and trying to kill us, because that was, like, a terrible idea for everybody involved, but especially for him because he would die if he attempted that. So, let's see. Why have you come yet again, Outlander? I cannot allow you entry here. You must leave. No, we must speak with Wulfdane. By what right? You are not of our blood. Okay, yeah, but passed the test of Tempos and shown we're destined for a greater purpose. Yes. Perhaps the time has come. May Tempos continue to favor you. Come. I'll take you to Wulfdane. Very quickly, apparently.
I see no shaman for you to hide behind this time.
Oh, that's because somebody else sent us.
I see. You lose one shaman who shielded you, and now you hide behind another. So tell me, why did she send you?
Oh, we brought you something.
Gift me a mirror? You humor me, Outlander. Neither I nor my people have use of such a thing. It is a toy of your people. It plays upon the vanity of fools and females.
Rude.
Why should she gift me such a thing? No. More likely this is some Outlander trick designed to slay me. You seek to succeed where your previous assassin failed.
Well, I'll take that in the spirit that it's made. I know so many people have a bad opinion of the Stormcloaks. I don't know. When it comes to Skyrim, I'm of the opinion that one of the places where it actually kind of succeeds is that depending on whichever faction you pick, it makes it out to where, like, they were right all along and the other dudes are the bad guys. So I don't think the Stormcloaks are quite that bad. But then I'm a little biased, too. So let's see. Ah, yes. Hatheland is calling him out on his BS. You tell us that we hide behind shamans, but the whole time you hide behind your words. What are you scared of, Wulfdane?
I am Wulfdane, blessed and guided by the spirit of Jared. I fear nothing, Outlander.
Oh, but you're scared of this mirror.
And what is it that you see? What truth is revealed to you?
I see a man who accepts what he is, good or ill, a man who does not fear the truth of his own reflection, and I wonder, what would the mighty Wulfdane see?
What indeed? Wulfdane shall see the truth of his reflection, Outlander. He shall see a king raised from the dead, the forming of a great nation, and the triumph of his people as the 10 towns are erased from the face of Faerun.
Will you, though?
Hold forth your mirror and behold such a king among men.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll do that.
Your mirror is nothing more than I expected. A simple toy. No, it cannot be.
Oh, what do you see in there, buddy? Buddy old pal?
What have I done? This hideous form defiles the majesty of my being. Enough. Put away your mirror.
Do you hear the voice changing? They do a really good job of the two voice actors, like, overlapping and the voice patterns changing, I think, as he kind of takes on a slightly more feminine cast.
Ah, sight is painful, is it not, spirit? Such pain is well known to me.
Hey, there she is all of a sudden, after all.
And seeing yourself as you truly are, the most painful thing of all. Look into the mirror, creature that is Wulfdane. see truth. See yourself.
What do you know of pain, hag? I held the north in my claws. When I spread my wings, I shadowed the face of the world. I was a goddess. One man took it all from me. My life, my love, everything that I was. Ionin, I curse you and all your kind. I will yet see the day that I eradicate all humans.
There you go, Ionin. See? Can you guess who this is yet if you didn't already know? I mean, the seer has basically said it, but still.
And I shall start with you, hag.
It is done.
Well, there you go. Well, if we say this, she'll just tell us she told us so. Can we save you? Sam is an epic level cleric. I'm sure that it's fine.
This wound is by time's hand. There is no healing it. The time of my death is now upon me.
Well, there we go. We thought she wasn't going to show up because she was too scared, but hey, she showed courage in the end, right?
I have found that fear, the fear of death, is no small thing to put aside. You spoke truth to me back in the Gloomfrost about my fear claiming me. I could not allow the hopes of my people and yours to be slain because of it. Death comes for all, and I, for one, see it, and now embrace it.
There we go. So speaking to her did have some effect. Whoop. Well, best take care of this. Finally, we get to swat some barbarians. So they're turning on themselves. See, these are like elk and bear tribe warriors. And these, of course, are the worm tribe. Y'all saw the ghost that shot up out of there, right?
Agreed. Here I come, and the hells come with me.
Yeah. Exactly. Isn't that the essence of superstition, though? Okay, this is ridiculous. Keishara, finish him. Haha!
Here.
I love the thump 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 of the barbarians running around.
I'm on it.
Alright, let's pick up these gemstones and be on our way. I don't think that's magical. I think it's literally just a random belt. Yeah. So we'll just leave that then. Oh, and Motmic's tired. See? We tried to sleep. Oh, we should also... Here we go. Identify this cloak. You can get this earlier if you kill the Seeress back in the caves, but there's no reason to do that unless you're just an evil party and want to be a, you know... The Wailing of Virgins. There we go. This thin cloak appears frayed at first, but upon closer inspection, the stray threads are actually human hairs from which the cloak is woven. The cloak twists in torchlight, each strand of hair raveling and unraveling about the others so subtly that it appears as if a light breeze is rippling the cloak. Oh, God, that's horrible. I forgot how horrible it is. This cloak is woven from the hair of virgins sent to the burial isle to sleep with their dead barbarian lords. Remember, we fought wailing virgins. Those were like the ghost creatures that were buffing the others. It was the seer's duty to comfort these women, to soothe their pain. In order to do so, she took a lock of hair from each and wove the strands into a cloak that would draw the spirits of fear from the virgins and steady their hearts. The result was a cloak that hangs heavy with guilt and does little to shield the wearer from the cold of the north. When worn, the hairs weave around the wielder's frame, the long strands lacing together like threads on a loom. The cloak will not willingly unravel itself from a wearer without being coerced by a remove curse spell. But it gives you +4 AC versus piercing, crushing, and missile attacks, +2 versus slashing, immunity to all fear-based and emotion effects, and you can cast Cloak of Fear once per day. So see, it's actually not that bad. The only downside is that things like hope and courage don't work on you. But, I mean, like, that's kind of a small price to pay, I think, honestly, for the overall benefits. Yeah, it's actually kind of cool, and I like the little bit of, like, lore that goes with it. Let's see. We have a bunch of these cloaks of non-detection. I feel like some folks don't really need them. Huh. Yeah, it's technically cursed. But, like, the curse is open to interpretation. See, it's not that great for Astrid because she's got that cloak on. Well, no, it doesn't make her immune to all mind-affecting effects. It only makes her immune to charms. There we go. The item is cursed. Oh no. Oh no. But it's okay. Because it's all good stuff. And we have remove curse anyway. So, like, big whoop. Right? This means that we can't equip it.
Agreed.
Do any of you have anything to say? Our Outlander Savior calls upon me. What do you want? Did you see where the dragon spirit fled? I do not trouble someone else with your questions. Alright, well, get out of here then. At least it's our Outlander Savior now, which is better than it was. There we go. Now about half of the barbarians are going to turn hostile. So that means that we get a little catharsis. Some of these losers who have been getting in our way, they're going to get got. And now we can finally explore the barbarian encampment more fully. There we go. Looks like they've already been at it. Let's head over here and we'll give them a hand. There's a lot of these bad guys. But it's okay because we can take them all ourselves, and we don't even have to because we've got allies to help us this time. For the first time, maybe, we're not fighting completely alone. We've had allies along the way. We've never really been all the way alone, but this is, I think, the first time when we actually have someone, like, just straight up, like, fighting next to us, swinging an axe, you know. Oh man, people are starting to get tired, though. Uh-oh. It's doing that thing again. Sorry about that glitch. There's not really anything that I can do about it, unfortunately. I was going to look at our map, but there's nothing to see. Taking your stuff. We've earned it. Screw y'all. We'll identify that stuff in a minute. There we go. I think that that's mostly it. I think that we got everybody. And I'm just, like, brazenly taking this stuff because you'll notice that where this is sort of a mixed hostilities environment, this is one of the few locations where you can just take stuff out of containers, and if anyone sees you, they won't say anything. Because, I mean, first of all, like, what would they say at this point? Right? Realistically. For a number of reasons. Like, what would they say? But also, for whatever reason, the quote-unquote good barbarians here, the ones with the blue circles, are just not really programmed like normal NPCs in that respect. Okay, that's all there is, I believe. Oop, right down here. Almost missed that. Trying to find all the little nooks and crannies. Potion we don't really need, and some more potions we don't really need. I'll have Sam grab those and throw them in the bag just because you never know.
I'm on it.
You have succeeded, my friends. The corrupt spirit has fled Wolfdane's body. Your heroic deeds shall forever be sung by my people.
Ah, recognition at last.
However, I'm afraid our journey is not at an end. This spirit, this malevolent soul of a great worm, has fled the field, but it is still free to pursue its mission of terror and vengeance.
We should probably do something about that.
I fear that until it is hunted down and destroyed, the threat of its return will hang over the heads of my people like an evil cloud. I would ask you to once again take up arms against this ancient hate, so that my people and yours can finally be at peace.
Okay, but, like, where do we start?
I have learned that just 2 days ago, Wolfdane ordered a score of virgins to be taken by ship to an island upon the sea of moving ice.
And what does it say about a culture in which nobody questioned that decision?
The island was once a sacred site where an elder tribe made sacrifices to their patron spirit, the Great Worm.
Ooh.
The ancient tribe died out long ago, and with them died the practice of sacrificing virgins to appease the Great Worm.
Sadly, I just have to point out, some people would call that progress, and they would be correct.
I believe that the spirit we routed today and the ancient spirit of the Great Worm are one and the same. That is why Wolfdane ordered such a sacrifice.
So maybe that ghost went home.
Yes. A ship stands ready to take you to the island. The warriors of the tribe of the Grey Whale, our seafaring cousins to the west, are prepared to show you the way.
Well, we have some loose ends to tie up first.
I understand. Such a task is not to be taken lightly. Take what time you need to prepare yourselves. Return to me when you are ready, and I shall see you to your ship.
Thank you. Yep, we've got 1 or 2 things left that we need to do first. Oh, including, I'm going to have, since he's a named character.
Good to me.
Yes, there we go. Thank you. That's what I was hoping for. An apology. I welcome you humbly in the knowledge we have wronged you. I am Yorn, shaman of the bear tribe. Please accept our apologies. No, and just smite him. As your new masters, I decree that everyone who has ever been mean to me shall be executed. In life, Wulfdane was my friend and cousin. He was a truly noble man. Stubborn and proud at times, but never like that thing that sat among us. I was a fool for believing he was my kin. Yep, sounds like it. But why should you have been any different since he fooled everybody? I am blood of his blood. I should have known. I suspected at first, but I was so proud to see all of our people gathered, all for one cause. We were united at last. I was blinded by pride. Yes, you were all gathered for one cause, united at last, to commit genocide. Well, perhaps someday you'll find another reason to get together and hang out. If so, my heart will sing again on that day. For now, I will have to hope that Uthgar and Tempos will fill my sleep with visions of a glorious future. Yeah, and not like those dreams that make you wet yourself. Because I see a lot of nightmares in your future if they're going to be sending you dreams like after all this, my guy. You've got a lot of propitiation to do. What about that dragon spirit, though? Whatever spirit is trapped within that body, it is not Wulfdane. I am sorry that I cannot be of more help. Perhaps one of the others here may have seen where the coward fled. Yep. Walk away. Done with you. Is that Angar? Yes, we've got to talk to Angar, our buddy.
Sounds good to me.
Greetings and well met, friend. You have performed a great service to the tribes, one that can never be fully repaid. How may I serve you? You can give me directions. Oh, I did not see. In the confusion, I lost sight of the wretch. Ask around. Someone must have seen its flight. I will say this, of the barbarians and their kind of change in attitude. Very rarely do you see a genuine, believable justification for, like a complete 180 in attitude towards your party or your character when it comes to, like something happens, there's some kind of climactic event, and then suddenly a whole faction of people who had previously been antagonistic towards you are just like, buddy, pal, friend, my dude, my guy. But in this case, it actually kind of works. Because, I mean, that is the culture of the barbarian tribes, is we did something heroic, and also, like, they're really hung up on their pride and their honor in a lot of ways, and we did something that kept them from being dishonorable and awful, so. Ooh, looky here. I forgot about this. Hail and well met, strangers. My name is Varglan, humble scribe and scholar. You can hear the air quotes around that. From the city of Luskan. I have just arrived in your lovely town on an errand of great importance. Perhaps you'd be so kind as to furnish me with some information that may aid in my task. What do you want? I seek an old colleague of mine. I heard he may have relocated somewhere in this region. I thought perhaps I would drop in and surprise him. To catch up on old times and such. Maybe do a little murdering. His name is Alakander, though I wouldn't be surprised if he's changed his name. Ever has he been the fickle one. You would surely remember him if you've met him. He's a thin, dark-haired man in his late 40s. He's also a mage of considerable skill. Maybe it's this guy. Nah, we promised, right? Hatheland's not going to go back on his word. We don't know of any mages in Lonelywood. You're in the wrong place, buddy. The heck? Aha. They are lying. Seems they lack the proper motivation for telling the truth. Perhaps if I killed one of them. That won't be necessary, obvious. Their attempt at deception merely confirms my suspicion that Alakander is somewhere in the area. It is only a matter of time before we discover where he has hidden himself. Now, I'm feeling particularly generous today, so I'm going to offer you a deal. You will tell us exactly where to find our friend, and in exchange I promise that no one in this town shall come to harm. What say you? You know what? How about you take a spoon and you eat our entire ass? Why must they always be so difficult? Difficult suits me fine. Shall we kill them now? Very well, but dispatch them quickly. Alakander cannot be far off. The sooner we find him, the sooner we can remove this traitorous heart and return it to the host tower. Wizard battle. Well, if y'all wanted a wizard battle, you've got one. Let's see. What other horrible things can we do to this fellow? Oh, look at that. Looks like we didn't have to do anything else to him because it only took one spell to destroy them all. Yeah. Wow. Man, that is almost kind of like a shame or something. I was just, you know, hoping that that might be, I don't know, a little bit more of a battle. You're damn right I did. Because those losers had it coming.
Orders?
Really? Are we full? There we go. My goodness.
Agreed.
What a pain in our butts, right? We almost didn't have enough inventory slots to pick up all of their stuff in one go. Back inside, everybody.
I'm on it.
I will do so.
Keishara, why don't you go speak with him?
I await your instructions.
I couldn't help overhearing the conversation you had with the gentleman outside. I just wanted to say that I appreciate you looking after my best interests. What you did went above and beyond our little agreement. You have my gratitude. Slaying evil wizards really works up a thirst. Can I order a drink? You know what? I think everybody deserves a drink. We've not had a drink since Might and Magic 6, y'all. Cormyrean brandy it is. Oh, and they gave us a random rumor about the necromancer out there on the burial isle. Look at that, we leveled up again. Well, in that case. There.
Agreed.
That's what happens when you screw with the wrong wizard, y'all. That is how it goes. Ooh, more weapon proficiencies. And priest spells, no less. Okay, we're just going to throw this in short sword. It's level 3, right? Oh, she gets another weapon proficiency too. Man, she should probably have a ranged weapon. There. She's only level 27, right? She should have learned how to, you know, use a bow and arrow by now. 7th level spell slot. Excellent. Oh, Sana didn't level up. She's the only one. Actually, you know what? We haven't had to open a lock in a little while, and we haven't had any trouble in a long time. Here, I'm just going to dump all of these back into find traps again, because we know that that's going to come up. And honestly, too, like, there are only two kinds of locks in this game. Locks that are protected by plot, where you absolutely must have the correct key or pull the right lever to open them, and then the kind of locks that, like, you can open them literally any other way you have available. So that to say that if we do happen to run across a lock that he can attempt to pick but for some reason is not able to, like maybe he's not skilled enough, then Keishara knows the knock spell. And any lock that he can potentially pick, she can absolutely open it with the knock spell, so like whatever. And level 7 and 8 spell slots. Excellent. Well, let's see. Acid Storm. Let's have a limited wish, since we don't have unlimited wish. And we only really need one mind blank. There we go. Good. And this is working again. Good. Oh. Wait a minute. I'm a fool. What are we doing?
Agreed.
From one bard to another. So, the intrepid heroes return, eh? I trust your quest goes well. What brings you back to the Whistling Gallows? Well, we brought you a present, Murdaugh. What? How can this be? Surely this is some kind of trick. An illusion, perhaps. Nope. It is a real, actual rose made out of ice. Please God, take it. It is so cold, and it's starting to melt. It is real. After all these years, at last I've found a glacier rose. Now I can return to Orkney and marry my true love, the princess. Thank you, my friends. I am and forever shall be in your debt. Well, for 1,000,000 experience points, I think that you've paid us back quite well. Oh, and there we go. Some more level ups. Oh my gosh, I should have just saved them. Yeah, that is a very good deal. I'm not mad. Another level 4 spell slot. There we go. Sana still didn't level up. Wild. Yeah, huh. Oh, because she's level 30. See, look there. That's truly epic level. That's why she's not leveling up anymore, because if she levels up again, she'll literally become a god. Yeah. So I don't think that we need to worry. Our sassy barmaid has come a long way, folks. Come a long way, baby. Okay. Oh gosh. That means Astrid is probably going to become a god too. Oh, yep. See, look, that was Sam's final level, I believe. We're capping out.
I'm on it.
Not mad, for sure.
Done.
I'm going to go down here, and we're going to visit our ranger friend. Just want to see if anything has developed with the poachers or the trappers. Yeah, exactly. The goddess of know-it-alls, if you will.
Done.
Okay, it looks like he's good.
Done.
I think that's about it. I'm going to take a look at our journal here. Okay. Yeah, I think that's about it. I think we're about tapped. We're going to stop here on the way. We're going to have the goddess of barmaids come over here and talk to her a little bit. Let's see. See, we tried this before. Talk to her. Shouldn't you be going home? Ah, here we go. Good. Shouldn't you be going home? It's like, nuh-uh. I'm not going back home. Mother spends all her time drinking at the inn and never comes home, so I'm not going either. Well, let's see. Okay, so we could threaten her and say Kieran saw her looking in his magic mirror and is going to stuff her in the mirror like in Coraline. Or we could say, you know, hey, in order to help save the town from the barbarians, you got to go protect your dad, right? Because we did tell her a secret. But here's the thing. We worked pretty hard to kind of put this family back together, so I think that since this option is only there because we did that, we should avail ourselves of it. So let's put this story to an end as well. Really? You mean it? Okay, I'll head home right now. There we go. We finally convinced her to stop wandering town and go home. Get out of here.
Done.
Nothing personal, kid. Teleports behind her. Okay. I think that that's it, folks. I think we've wrapped up everything except the actual end game. So I'm going to step up here and just see if there's been any developments with the trappers. I don't think that there have. I believe that since we gave him that amulet, that's pretty much over. Oh, he's not here.
I'm on it.
But our ranger friend was fine. I don't see him. Maybe he just left.
I'm on it.
Pop in and talk to,
Agreed.
what's his name, Baldemar? Uh-oh. Ooh, see? We knew there was something fishy about Purvis. Ah, the saviors of Lonelywood have returned. I'm glad you're here, actually. Saves me the trouble of having to track you down. Now, remember, this is the person that Haley was throwing briar cones at. He moved here for, like, seemingly no reason to become a gravedigger, right? And when we talked to him, he acted like he was, you know, like not the brightest bulb on the Christmas tree. I'm just tying up a few loose ends. Disposing of that bumbling wagon maker and his snobbish wife was hardly worth the effort. But in my line of work, it pays to keep things nice and tidy. Why did you kill the Thurlows? Oh, I had no choice. They knew too much. If word got out that someone else had fulfilled my contract for me, my reputation as an assassin would be tarnished. It's bad for business, you see. Well, I thought you were a gravedigger. Oh, clever disguise, was it not? Although I must say I was growing rather tired of the charade. All that digging was giving me blisters. Ah, and that stupid girl child. If that little brat only knew how close she came to death. One more briar cone lobbed in my direction, I swear I would have sliced her throat. Why would you pretend to be a gravedigger? Because I'm an assassin, you dolt. I needed to keep a low profile while in town. A proper assassination takes time, you know. There's a lot of planning involved. You have to lie low, gather information on the mark, then strike when they least expect it. I was just about to make my move when that delegate from the Ten Towns arrived in Lonely Wood. That buffoon Baldemar mistook him for the assassin hired to kill the barbarian king. The two morons nearly ruined it for me. Little misdirection, you see, the old bait and switch. After the barbarians tortured and killed the delegate, they doubled the guards around the camp, making it next to impossible for me to sneak in and make the kill. Fortunately for me, you arrived and did the job for me. Thank you. Now that Wulfdane is dead and gone, all that remains for me to do is collect my fee. Of course, you have to understand I'll have to dispose of you as well. I can't have you running about telling everyone that it was you who killed the barbarian king, now can I? But there is a time and a place for everything. I fear now I must take my leave of you. I have a few errands to run before I leave town, but I'll be seeing you soon, I promise. Very soon. Farewell. You see, he just like chugs a potion and then runs away really fast. And there he is.
I'm on it.
He was still there for a moment.
I'm on it.
I am ready as always.
You know what?
Agreed.
That's my manner of just checking the room. Oh, there we go. There we go. So he follows you a little bit, but no big deal. That right there, we know that's a cloak of non-detection. There we go. Well, that's a sad ending for Baldemar, considering that he was kind of getting a redemption arc. But, at least, you know, it's done. That loose end is tied up. It's time to identify all of this stuff that we have picked up from these many quests we've completed. And then, folks, we've got to go back and we've got to take that barbarian boat out to the island. I don't think that Purvis, like, left anything in here, but
I'm on it.
you could see there was a flicker of an NPC there. I think it's where the other version of Purvis was, like, despawning.
Agreed.
But we're good. I love that he's, like, so intimidating. You know, he's trying so hard to be, like, edgy and cool, and then he just chugs a potion of invisibility, and you hear him just pat, 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 and you see him run away. Because he's an assassin, so he's not, like, teleporting or anything. He's just like, I'll see you later. Glug, glug, glug. Pat, 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 pat. That's so funny. Okay, well, let's see. Full plate +1 into the bag. Large shield +1 into the bag. Gauntlets of weapon expertise. Hey, I think we found some of these earlier. Thaco +1, damage +2. Let's see. Oop. Astrid doesn't have any gloves on. Here we go. Bam. Nice. Alright. Let's double check. Some of these I think are going to be like Boots of the North, but some of them may be Boots of Speed too, which would be great. Short Sword of Backstabbing. the Shadow's Blade. It was created to be the perfect assassin's tool. It is highly sought after by any who settle differences with a blade, and many that possess it do not do so for long. So it's a +3 short sword. And that's all that it is. Now, it's not listed here. I think that actually, I think that this sword has like some kind of hidden attribute where if you give it to a thief, they get like a sneak attack damage bonus. But don't quote me on that. Let's see, he is wearing the studded leather of resistance +3. That's piercing, slashing, fire, and electrical 15, and then save versus spell +2. This is shadowed studded leather +4, so it's piercing, slashing, fire, and electrical 20, and then instead of save versus spell +2, it's move silently and hide in shadows +30%. Now, for the most part, I would rather have the save versus spell +2, but the extra 5% to so many different resistances, and then also 30% to move silently and hide in shadows, I think in this case is an upgrade. So we're going to go ahead, and for the first time in a long time, we're going to give Motmic an armor upgrade. Now, of course, that's also extra hilarious because we all know that he can't hide in shadows literally to save his life, so like that'll never come up. Boots of Stealth, okay. Move silently +20%, hide in shadows 15. You know what? Let's give these boots of grounding to Sam. There. Now maybe he will actually be able to hide in shadows. Worn Whispers. In ages past, a king named Rigard was renowned for the spies he kept. So skillful were they that no nook or cranny escaped their eyes, and maps were held for entire castles and towns. Eventually betrayed from within, the tools of their trade were taken and dispersed, ensuring none could amass such a band again. Until now. More boots of stealth. We only need one pair. Oh boy. Okay, let's clear Sam's first. Oh, no, he's good. Okay. Give him these potions then. A lot of this will just be junk, of course. Junk to us, at least. You know, these +1 swords and things. And it's a shame that it is junk, really. We're far enough along in the game that it just doesn't really matter. Let's see. Okay, we'll come back to that. Longsword of Action +4. Okay, she's already got one. That's what I thought. It's the same sword. Full plate +1 again. Another Cloak of Non-Detection. We have so many of those we're not even wearing them all. Mage Robe of Fire Resistance. Ring of Free Action. Hey. We like those. He's got one. She's got one. He's got one. Realistically, I really feel like Keishara needs to have one of those. So since this is just missile resistance 10%, that's great for her. But let's trade that out and give it to Sana instead. If I have to pick between the two of them, I would rather that Keishara not be paralyzed or frozen or whatever. Battle Axe +3 of fatigue. Bracers of defense AC 6. Gauntlets of ogre power. Amulet of metaspell influence. Lol, we just outgrew that. Let's see. Everyone has got, and in fact he's actually wearing Gauntlets of ogre power. Everyone's got gloves. So, yeah, wow, that's wild. To think that that's not really an upgrade for anyone. Phew. I am never mad about having this much treasure. Halberd of Sparks +1. Well, where were you a whole game ago? Reinforced Large Shield +2. Ring of Protection +2. Sad Day. Studded Leather Armor +2. Warhammer +2. With +1 electrical damage somehow. Oh! This actually has a story to it. This hammer is a byproduct of a gnomish inventor's practical joke. Apparently, an industrious little gnome was able to create a special alloy that was capable of retaining a sizable electric charge. He cleverly wove metal strands of this alloy into his leather work gloves and greeted guests with hilariously shocking results. That is, until he shook the hands of a passing dwarven weaponsmith. Rumors say the shock was so intense that the poor fellow's beard caught fire. In exchange for his life, the gnomish inventor relinquished the secret to his special alloy to the dwarven weaponsmith, who now makes a comfortable living fashioning various weapons using the alloy. Okay. That's a nice little story. The Helm of Shouting. The sleek, well-polished helm was a prized possession of the infamous eccentric adventurer Yuli the Loud. Yuli was the nominal head of a large mercenary company called the Bronze Boars. His followers were inattentive, disrespectful, and loud. See, get it? That's a play on words. Not just boars like wild pigs, but boors, B-O-O-R-S, like, you know, D-bags. To counter this, Yuli had a helm made to give him a powerful voice over his fellows. Not everyone liked Yuli's shouting, though, and he eventually got into a fatal fight with an ornery priest of Melil. The priest confiscated the helm for a number of years until a group of burglars stole it from his chapel. Melil is the god of music, so you can understand why. AC +1 and shout once per day. Huh. I think everybody's wearing a helmet, though, that... Oh, well, hey. Actually, you know what? I guess that is an upgrade for him. Yep. Okay. Sure. Why not? Because the other one protects against critical hits, but it doesn't give you +1 to AC, and this one does. So even if we never use the shout power, that's hilarious, though, with the little horn sticking up. I'm sorry. Let's see. I think that's about... Yep, it's just Astrid stuff now. Golden Girdle. +3 versus slashing attacks. Is there anyone who doesn't have a belt? Well, Sana, actually. Astrid. Okay, as always, I mean, Astrid's got almost 200 hit points, and her AC is -5, whereas Sana's is -3. So we'll just go ahead and give this to her, unless we find a better one. Ring of Protection +2. Ooh, Quost's Staff of the Elements +4. The wizard Quost Curion was the creator of this staff. He was a mercenary mage who loved summoning allies to dole out punishment against his enemies. Often, however, he found that he was running out of spells at a time when he needed them the most. At great personal expense, Quost crafted this staff over a period of 7 years. His staff was very effective until he went into battle with an abjurer who was prepared to deal with his summoned monsters. Quost was killed in battle in 1063, and his staff was claimed by his killer, Balder Renold. So, yes, once per day summon Fire Elemental or Water Elemental, and it's a +4 staff. Check and see if that's an upgrade for Keishara. I don't think it is. Robe of the Neutral Archmagi. A Barrier Amulet. This powerful amulet was crafted by the enchanter Selamon of Kalimport in 727 DR. He crafted 10 such amulets on commission before jealous rivals killed him and attempted to duplicate the procedure. His colleagues were not as talented as Selamon and destroyed their laboratory and themselves when a mishap occurred. The formula was destroyed as well. This particular amulet was owned by the elven warrior mage Pelon Rainwind. It was lost when he was killed by giants in the spine of the world somewhere around 840 DR. Ooh. So, can create a stone skin for 8 hours that absorbs up to 1d4 + 2 physical blows, or a globe of invulnerability that lasts 8 rounds and prevents spells up to 3rd level from entering. Neat. Looks like it only has 2 charges, though. I don't know if that's per day. Well. Oh, it's not usable by... Yeah, rangers or fighters. Everybody else has a necklace, so... That's alright, because I think it's limited use anyway, so no harm done. Limited use items are fine, you know, they just run out, so permanent items are better if you can have them. Another short sword of backstabbing. Great. A fast flail +2. Shadowed plate +3. Upon a closer look at this suit of plate mail, its metal seems to be in an incorporeal state, hence its shadowed look. Upon being worn, it will make the wearer appear as shadowed as the armor is. It will also provide extra protection against missile weapons while the wearer is in its shadowed state. Ring of free action. Okay, now Sonic can have one. I think that means everybody but Motmic has that, which is great. And a wand of paralyzation. Nice. Unfortunately, you're only stunned for 1 round, so in this game, 1 round's not a long time. Okay, this staff... Oh, actually, then it seems like that may be an upgrade, because we've not really been using these charge abilities. Flame Arrow, Summon Monster 4, and Invisible Stalker, and it's a +3 staff, so overall, that's a summoning staff anyway. And this one is +4, and she mostly uses it to beat on things, so actually... There we go. Been a long time since she got that, Earther Staff, so an upgrade has been a long time coming, but cool. And it matches her outfit better, too. It's still got that green on there, which I like. Okay, that looks like it. Oh my goodness gracious. Whew. Don't want to do that again. Okay. Well, are y'all ready to move on to the last chapter of this game? This is it, folks. This is the end game. This is the finale of Icewind Dale. Head back over here. And we will rest when we get there because everybody's going to be tired anyway, so...
Everything is in order. Your ship stands ready to take you to the Isle of the Great World. Are you prepared to depart?
Let's do it. Okay. So, by exposing Wulfdane before the council, we've succeeded in stopping the war between the barbarians and the 10 towns. However, it seems our quest is far from over. Yondalla believes that the corrupt spirit that fled Wulfdane's body may yet pose a threat to his people, and we've agreed to journey by ship to an island on the Sea of Moving Ice. Once there, we are to hunt down the flown spirit and put an end to its evil once and for all. Okay. All of these barbarian warriors. Baronin. Hail, friends. How may I help you? Okay, so this is the guy that if we want to go back, we talk to him and he'll take us back on his boat. What can you tell me of Keishara, which is the island that we're on? She is spoken of in legends as the matriarch of all worms in the north. It is believed that she died many generations ago, slain by an outlander over Loch Denishire. I know nothing more. So there we go. If you had not guessed already, if it was not completely clear, that is who we are dealing with. That is who we believe the spirit to be. And that is who the seeress was basically telling us that this was. Keishara, which is the dragon that Ionin slew with this very sword. Which is why it came back into the story, and why it's so convenient that Tiernan knew about it. And the fact that he had made it and now has improved it. So that's the sword that Hatheland is going to take to the final battle to finish this adventure. Yorn, what can you tell me of the Keishara? She is a creature of legend. It is said that she once ruled all the northern lands. If there is any truth in that, then she is not to be trifled with. I know nothing more. Okay, so useless as usual. Ooh. Snow trolls. And ice trolls this time, too. At least they just die, right?
I'm listening.
Oh boy. Look at this. Man, there's an army. Okay, well. Keishara, do what you do best, love. Doodly doo. Doo doodly dee. Doo da dee la doodly do. Fireballs everywhere. And you know what? We've got to rest anyway, so.
Ready.
Over this way. Yes, walk directly through my meteor swarm. Look at this, aren't we having fun? What a good time we're having. Oh my god, I missed one. How? How do you reckon? Well, let's finish them off. Man, they were just really dodging those meteors, I guess. Well, no harm done. Well, you know what I mean. That's a lot of skulls.
Done.
Okay, well, as hilarious as that was, perhaps not really great strategy. Yes, thank you, dramatic sting from the music. Like I said, we need to rest anyway. So we'll come down here and do it. There we go. I don't know that I realized that. So if you come down here and you're wounded, Yorn will just like automatically heal you without even being asked. Yeah. Cool. That's healing a hilariously small amount, however, due to his like compared to his total amount of hit points. So we're just gonna go ahead and rest anyway. There we go. And now if nothing else, you know, that means that it's daylight as we explore this area. Come on, y'all, get on up there. And speaking of resting and exploration, I think it's about that time. We have done a lot this time around, and I am so glad that y'all were here with me. But we don't have a whole lot more to do, and I am going to save it for next time. So I hope that you will join me then. I'd like to thank the new followers for showing up. I really appreciate that. And it's always, it really tickles me when you are enjoying yourselves enough that you decide to stick around. So I hope that you will stick around for more Icewind Dale when we come back and begin the conclusion of Heart of Winter as we go to face Keishara in episode 20 next Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is Miami and New York time here in the U.S. And if you missed part of the stream or all of the stream, I hope that you'll take a look over on YouTube when I upload this there sometime tomorrow or the next day. And you can give me a like and a follow and turn on notifications in both areas. Hit me up on Twitter, Facebook, Pillow Fort if you use Pillow Fort. And since we're coming to the end of this, keep in mind that next I will be playing Might and Magic 7 because that is the game that came in second in our poll last time. So get geared up for that and let me know what else you'd like to see me play on the channel in the future. And I will see you back here next time. So thank you for being here, and as always, thanks for playing.